So Ed Conrad, minister, elder, leader, and spiritual teacher, is the founder, creator of the Heart Wisdom Center in Eugene, Oregon, and the creator of the Heart-Powered Path, a manual of 99 practices designed to ignite heart-mind coherence and spiritual renewal. He's also the founding minister of Columbine Spiritual Center in Boulder, Colorado, and Unity in the heart of St. Paul, Minnesota. Father of 2 and grandfather of 5. He now resides in Eugene.
You know, when I left here, I have to confess that I experienced heartbreak, okay? It's something very special that I experienced in this valley, in this community with so many people at that time. And so thank you for being here today to help to complete a circle for me, okay? That's what this is for me. I'm grateful. So it was a gift to me to make this extra effort to come back and be here. I wanted to be here to be with all of you. I'm going to share something here with you that is hugely instrumental in my life, in the direction my life took, which happened in 1984. I'm going to share a story, and the story is really an experience I had one night. This was just prior to, I was a part of a study group at the Unity Church of Bozeman, Montana. That's where I was living at the time. One night after the study group was over, one of the members of the study group who I knew quite well, we were standing outside. He just walked up to me and said, "Ed, have you ever thought about becoming a Unity minister?" And I immediately said no. Number one, because I am terrified of public speaking. And the number two, as I was standing there, I remember this list forming in my awareness of all the other reasons why I could never do that. And I just flat out said, no, I can't do that. That was the end of that conversation, right? Then literally, it was just a night or two later that I experienced what I'm going to share with you now. Now, for all these years, up until about 4 months ago, I just said it was a dream that I had. It's actually in the introduction to my Heart Power book, a version of it. But actually, I've come to realize it was really a vision. I've never had any other dream like this. And somebody came to me just a few months ago and said, "Ed, this wasn't a dream that you had. This is a vision, and you are supposed to share that with as many people as you can." So I'm sharing it with you today. So I went to sleep that one night, and the next thing I remember was I'm standing looking down at my feet. And immediately I noticed directly in front of my feet is the beginning of a path. So I just assumed that, oh, I'm supposed to set foot on that path and start walking down this path. So I do. I set my foot on the path and began to walk, and right away I began to notice, oh my goodness, this path is extremely narrow. Okay. In fact, in order to walk down the path and stay on it, I have to keep my head down, focused on my feet to ensure that I put one foot directly in front of the other. You can imagine that, right? So that's what I do. I put one foot in front of the other. I keep my head down to ensure that I'm going to stay on this very narrow path. This goes on for some time, and then eventually I notice, oh my God, this path is incredibly straight and narrow path, all right? I just keep walking. I keep my head down. This is why I'm here. This is what I'm supposed to do, is put one foot in front of the other to ensure that I stay on this path. I just keep going and going and going and going, keeping my head down. Whew! Eventually, thank God, I begin to notice something in my periphery to my right. And I try to not give it any attention because I know that my responsibility is to stay on this path. But that which was in my periphery, the further I walk forward, I notice that it's getting closer and closer and closer to me, to eventually where what was in my periphery and the path that I'm on meet. My path ends. The next thing I know, I'm still looking down at my feet, and I see that my feet are literally hanging over the edge of a precipice. And I am terrified of heights. And I'm standing there, frozen. And then my curiosity gets the best of me. And I just slightly leaned forward to look down. And oh my God, as far as I could see, thousands of feet down, what I see down there is just clouds, which tells me that this is a bottomless abyss. And then this voice of terror in me, shouts, it goes, "Get back! Get back!" I can't move. I'm frozen. I can't get back. And then there's this other voice, very calmly and matter-of-factly, says, "Jump." And it repeats it, "Jump." And of course, my voice for fear immediately responds, "I am not going to jump to my death." And again, that same voice comes right back, very calmly, very matter-of-factly says, "Jump. Jump." And this goes on, this banter between these two voices. You notice I'm still looking down. Back and forth, like the voices inside our head. You know what I'm talking about. And eventually, this goes on for, oh my God, ridiculously long time. And almost suddenly, it was as if something came over me. And I realized those voices were starting to get quieter and quieter and quieter to where I can't hear them anymore at all. I'm just standing now, recognizing how I'm frozen here. And something tells me, close your eyes. So I'm closing my eyes. I'm still hanging on the edge of this precipice. But I can only describe it as this profound stillness comes over me. I'm just standing here in this stillness, taking this in, and then I hear a third voice out of this stillness, almost like a whisper. And it says, "Look up. Look up." I realize, oh yeah, I've been looking down this entire time. Okay, I'll look up. Right. And I look up. Oh my God. And I look out. And I look to my left and to my right and above me. This just vast open space. As far as I can see, the most beautiful blue sky you have ever seen. Oh my God. Just this, sense of spaciousness comes over me, and the beauty that just descends upon me takes me over, and I have this irresistible urge that I just want more of this. Are you with me? And without thought, I want more of this. I just take one step forward. Then it hits me. Oh my God, I just stepped over the edge of a precipice. But, I'm not falling at breakneck speed to my death. I'm actually just slowly descending. I look off over here, this blue sky again, space, in front of me and to my right and above me, and just taking it in. I realize, oh my God, I have just complete command over this. This is the most amazing experience of my entire life. Wow. Just the sense of space. I still remember it. Then it comes to me, oh yeah, down there. So I look down again. And as I had seen before, thousands of feet down there, I see the clouds. But this time, there's this beautiful round opening in the clouds. And I can see straight through it and beyond to what looks like a very lovely place to land. The next thought that comes to me is, I'd like to go there. And immediately, I land. And I'm looking down, I'm on the ground. The softest, easiest landing you could possibly imagine. Now I'm looking around. Where am I? And I take it in. I'm on the ground. I'm grounded here in this beautiful place, this horizontal space. And I look and I turn around 360 degrees all around me, as far as my eye can see, the most beautiful, vivid green grass. I'm in a field of green, standing in the center of it. Then I remember what I have gone through to get here. I don't have to retrace that for you. I don't get, but I will slightly. I'm on this long, narrow path where my head's down. I'm stuck in that reality, and that path ends, and I'm standing on a precipice, frozen there, and suddenly, somehow, some way, this stillness comes over me to guide me. Okay? Even those crazy voices like, jump? What? What's that really about? And that voice that said, look up, guided me to actually experience the possibility that's out in front of me, not down there on the path, that narrow path. And I strode forward and was guided through this opening to land here, in this most beautiful place one could possibly imagine. And the feeling that came over me, and I still feel it right here, ecstasy. Ecstasy. What does that mean? Ecstasy means being out of stasis. I am no longer on that straight and narrow path. Gosh, I could choose to go in any direction here. Then I woke up. Okay. And of course, what happened was I became a Unity minister. Okay? So, this vision really reminds me right away of the well-known revelation from Marianne Williamson. Our deepest fear, you all know this, you almost know it by heart, is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. Okay? One of the qualities of that experience I had that I didn't really share was the quality of light that I experienced when I looked out and saw the sky, and then I landed in this field. It was iridescent. It was like all colors of the rainbow were present there in a way that I'd never experienced before. So, the beginning of a narrow path. Our human birth, an emergence into this world. Again, we are human beings having a human experience, and that's what we're told. Quickly conditioned to believe that this is what our lives are about. Yeah. This is our understanding of who we are coming into this world. And we're captives of this narrow understanding. We are. And develop a personal, ego-driven identity as a result. We put our heads down literally and keep going. Everybody in this room knows what it means to put your heads down and keep going. Our full attention is fixated on that, and has been. We cling tightly to this, what I describe as this consensus reality. Unity, this unity is a way of life that simply invites every one of us here today to look at life differently, to look at your life differently, to use a different set of eyes, to develop spiritual insight, which is activated in this particular case. I'll have a lot more to say about it in this workshop that's going to happen about. It's actually activated by stillness. Stillness. I'll say it again, stillness. Rather than making the vain attempt to survive. We all know what that's about. That sense of survival which arises out of conforming to the narrowness of only seeing ourselves as strictly human beings. We lose touch as a result with the life of our soul, our greater nature. James Hillman, that's the next quote here. James Hillman. How many here know of James Hillman? He was a renowned 20th century psychologist. And he wrote Hear this. The soul in each of us is given what he called a daemon, a D-A-E-M-O-N, or power or spirit, a certain genius, and we are given this before we're born. And it selects an image or pattern that we are to live on earth. This, what he goes on to describe as our soul companion, guides us here. In the process of arrival, however, we forget all that took place and believe we come empty into this world. The daemon remembers. The daemon for each one of us here. This soul companion remembers what is in your image and belongs to your pattern, and therefore is the carrier of your destiny. Amen to that. So eventually what happens is our ego-designed, constricted, narrow experience leads us to this precipice. We wouldn't have, every one of us would not have arrived here had we not found our way to the precipice of our own lives. It's a moment of truth for each of us. And often this precipice is what? Something like that dramatizes that our true spirit, our soul companion, wants to get our attention. I promise you, what I experienced back then got my attention. Right? And in this case, part of it is, and this was the beginning of it for me, in this case, was to look up. In other words, wake up. Wake up. So, everybody here probably has your own version of being confronted with some kind of raw, direct experience of this. And in my case, it was this frightfully deep chasm. I don't recommend it, okay? That be something that happens for you. So, in other words, inside of us, at some point, fear is screaming at us. Get back! Sorry for the screaming part here, okay? Get back. Get away. Go back. But because you're in survival mode. And the truth is what? We can't go back. Can't go back. Why was I frozen there? I could have just taken a step back. No, I couldn't go back. Okay? Even though we attempted, what? In our minds, we attempt to go back. Can I just go back there to the way things were? We can't seem, oftentimes, to remove ourselves from this predicament because this vision reminds each of us that when we look into our lives and the world around us and feel terror and fear, the reason it is so intense is because, and so many people, so many of us are going through this now. The reason this becomes so intense is because we're actually looking into a mirror. Okay? Now also, I'll say more about the mirror at some point, I think, here. I now understand that second voice, that crazy voice that said, jump, jump, is what James Hillman was describing. This was the voice that I heard for the first time in my life at that point in time, coming from my primordial soul companion. That comes, primordial means before birth. Okay? I was hearing that voice showing up that had been with me my whole life, but now it was talking to me. Okay? And this presence in you knows that you're a divine human with a divine human destiny, which involves, for each one of you here, stepping into your depth, your fullness. Does that make sense? Not fearing it. Not fearing it. Your well-conditioned ego here. Who here has a well-conditioned ego? Something tells me. Something tells you, yes, right, that you have a well-conditioned ego. Good for you. Well, let me tell you, your well-conditioned ego, in terms of this divine human destiny, your ego knows absolutely nothing about this. Nothing. Zero. Okay? Knows nothing about this and simply recoils at this whole idea. Who made that up? The ego is saying to itself. Well, this fear simply distorts your reality. How many here have experienced your reality being distorted by fear? Okay, right here, right now, in this world today, we're experiencing this. Mercifully, oh my God, mercifully and finally, there is only one thing to do in this situation. Now, typically it's been described as, I surrender. But better yet, I think more appropriately today, when you're in that situation where you're really faced with this ego, better yet, you need to recalibrate. And that's what happened in this situation. I started to recalibrate. It's like something came over me. How many times have you had that experience of something coming over you? Okay. And that's indicative, I'm going to say more about this, about recalibrating. You get very still inside. Stillness is what initiated this reorientation, this recalibration of what was happening. Okay. And this stillness is the antidote to this incessant fearful noise. Okay. This incessant fearful noise arising from, again, all of us, our lifelong disconnection from our center, our core, and our true inner purpose. Okay. I had no idea, honestly, before this happened to me. It was nowhere in my field of awareness, this idea of being a unity minister. Nowhere. Never had the thought ever. Okay? So there are things that are available and ready for us to see and know and experience. And this power of stillness, do never underestimate it. Okay. So, remember, I heard this recently, that stillness, this is very consistent with the unity way of life. Stillness invites or precedes creation. You see that in the vision. It's preceded this enormous creative process that just showed up. It's preceded by stillness. And so this is the beginning in you. Stillness is the beginning of you receiving what has been hidden from you for a very long time. Okay. Are you interested in discovering what has been hidden from you for a very long time? I believe you are interested in this. You're curious. And this is where, we say in unity, truth is there, wisdom is there, peace is there, love is there. Okay. So this creation that gets activated out of this stillness that you feel and experience showed up in this particular case as look up, wake up, shift your attention, your focus away from this veil of illusion and distraction. And this again reveals a radically different experience and direct experience, what has always been very, very close. It's always been very, very close, this voice. You simply have not been attuned to it. You just have to turn the dial a little bit. And now you're becoming attuned to it. Right? This is, again, this inspiring divine spirit of you is waking up in you. Mr. Hillman's soul companion that is original in you. And you're now directly looking into this divine mirror, which is revealing then, oh my God, this vast open space of blue sky. This becomes the beginning of your immersion into the true spirit of you. Okay? Beyond this old precipice. Far beyond this old precipice. So you are in your true depth now. How many here want to be in your true depth? Okay? Your true depth. Nobody? All right, Micah. All right. Yes, Micah wants to be in his true depth. All right, and this true spirit of you, this primordial true spirit which belongs to you, that's always been with you, guides you. This vertical depth in you guides you through this opening within yourself. This opening within yourself into an entirely new and direct connection landed here in this beautiful field. This is about your connection with your humanity. Okay. Unity, we talk about being divine human beings, your human divinity, grounded in this presence, in this life, in this embodied experience. 360 degrees, it is now everywhere present in your life, in your field. And it's absolutely, irresistibly beautiful. Ecstasy. You've now met your divine spirit, married with your human uniqueness. Wow. You are a field that is represented there. You are this field of human divine beauty. The manifestation of, we sang, well, that's all, that song was so appropriate, a manifestation you are of unconditional love. Even more precisely, a child of God. As Rumi, we all love Rumi here, as I sort of draw this wild story to a close here. As Rumi so beautifully expressed, you know this one, out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. When the soul lies down in that grass, the world is too full to talk about. Yeah, this field in you, in all of us here, this inner territory, is so far beyond that frightful human precipice. So each of us, how many times have you heard it here? Being called to embody divinity. You're being called to embody divinity. This world, and each person in it is being called to embody divinity. They describe the spinning energy centers of the body. The energy center that is located in the heart, each one of those energy centers is assigned a particular color. It has been for 5,000 years. The color for the energy center of the heart is a vivid green. Okay. So, you've landed in the center of this field of vivid green, meaning, in order to fully embody the truth that shall set you free, you must be grounded, rooted, and anchored in your heart. Are you with me there? I love the word, the way it's described in Hinduism. The word they use for the heart center is Dhyana. Just notice something starts spinning in me like this when I say that. Dhyana. Charles Fillmore, and finally here, Charles Fillmore. How many here know of Charles Fillmore? Yes, Papa Charlie, as he's affectionately known in Unity. He was a quirky guy. He really was, okay? But he said something that just really stuck with me. I've been carrying this with me now for just many months. The heart is the visible expression of an invisible center of consciousness. The heart is the center from which the divine substance is poured forth. Okay? He would have written this about 100 years ago. Okay? So this very expansive realization and embodiment of human divinity, okay, is anchored and grounded in this electromagnetic field of the heart, which I'll be addressing afterwards here today. Okay. So you have found your way home, and I just the other day I saw this quote from Rumi. You don't have it up here, which I'll finish with. Again, Rumi: "If light is in your heart, you will find your way home." Okay. That's a good place to finish here today. So